Hi, it's Rowan from PhysioFit, and today I'm going to teach you some of the exercises that you might come across in a beginner's Pilates class. The technique is really about being able to stabilise through your lower back and pelvis whilst moving your legs. So come on down to the mat and we'll get started. Okay, so when you lie down, it's important just to take a moment to get your set up. So I want you to just think about the back of your head just resting on the cushion there. Think about sliding your skull gently away from you. So there's a little bit of gentle traction in the back of your neck and your chin drops in very slightly. Now tuck your shoulder blades underneath the rib cage so they're sitting right behind you, and think about feeling heavy through the rib cage so the lower back is steady there on the floor. You want to think of your pelvis now and imagine that you've got a clock face at the front of your pelvis where your tummy button is at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock is the left side of your pelvic bone, 6 o'clock your pubic bone, and 9 o'clock the other side of your pelvis. So imagine that clock face, and we're going to start to just move your pelvis by dropping 6 o'clock down towards the floor and lifting 12 o'clock so that your pelvis rotates and your lower back lifts away from the floor. Now I want you to drop down through 12 o'clock, lift up through 6 so that your pelvis tilts and your lower back flattens. So you're doing a pelvic curl. Okay, and the same again. Tilt your pelvis away from you, let 6 o'clock drop down, 12 o'clock rise up, and then rotate the pelvis in towards you, drop down through 12 and lift up through 6. And then we're going to pause halfway so that 6 and 12 are level. And there's a little bit of space, just a small gap under the lower back. So your back isn't flat to the floor, but neither is it arched. And that's what we call your neutral spine. You might come across that phrase in a beginner's class. So just holding that spine position, the neutral spine, going to slide your fingertips away from you so there's some nice length and space around your neck. And then bring your attention to 9 and 3 o'clock, either side of on your pelvic bones. In fact, you can place your fingertips on top if you want to, and that will help you to kind of orientate to those 2 points. So going to get you to take your weight into the right foot and stand on that leg and allow the left leg to hover. And then lower that foot back down. Step into your left leg and allow your right leg to hover. And lower back down. Now, as you step into the right leg and pick up the left, your pelvis is going to want to tip to that side. So you would want to drop on 3 o'clock. So your job is to keep 3 and 9 in exactly the same place, balanced and level with each other as you move from one foot to the other. Good, let's add in the breathing. Going to try to breathe out as you float. Breathe in to lower. And breathe out to float. Breathe in to lower. Once more on each side. And last time. Good. And place both feet back down on the floor and relax your tummy muscles there. Okay. The next exercise I'm going to teach you is an exercise called one leg stretch. And again, it's the same technique. You are stabilising the pelvis and lower back whilst moving your legs. And this time we're going to reach that leg away from you. So I want you to step into the left leg, anchor the left side of the pelvis down so that as you reach through the right leg, there's no tip of the pelvis. And really reach as long as you can into that movement and then slide it back in. It's as if you're sort of drawing a line in the sand with your heel. Step into your right leg and slide away through the left leg, looking to open that hip and stretch and fold back in again. Now, as you reach away, your pelvis will want to tip in the direction your leg is moving. So your job is to think of 9 and 3 o'clock, moving up your body to keep your lower back steady and then slide it back in again. Breathe out to reach and open your hip, thinking of 9 and 3 o'clock moving up towards you to keep your lower back in the same position, your neutral spine, and bring it back in. Breathe out to reach. Breathe in to come back. And one more time, breathe out to reach and in to come back. Okay, pause and relax. Let the tummy muscles release a little bit between exercises. The last exercise we're going to go through today is an exercise called hip twist. Now, I think this is the hardest one. I'm going to get you to balance on your left leg, so you're standing into that left side, anchoring the left side of the pelvis into the floor. And at this time, you allow the right leg to fall out to the side. It's kind of a windscreen wiper type movement. Now, as the right leg moves out, your pelvis wants to tip down to the right. So 9 o'clock would want to drop. Your job is to keep 9 o'clock level with 3. Fold back to the middle, step into that leg, and allow the left leg to move out, and this time keeping 3 o'clock level with 9. Fold on back to the middle. Step into the left leg and open the right. Fold back to the middle and step into the right leg and open the left. Fold on back to the middle. Let's add in some of the breathing. You're going to breathe out as your leg lowers. And breathe in to squeeze. Make sure that you draw the inner thighs together at the top so everything's lined up at the top. Breathe out to lower. And breathe in to draw the inner thighs back in line so that you finish with both thigh bones in parallel lines with each other. Let your shoulder blades slide down, and for a moment just relax your tummy muscles so that you can feel the work that you've done. I'm going to roll onto your side and press on up through both hands to sit up again. So those are the 3 beginners exercises that I think you might meet in a beginner's class. The thing to bear in mind about these is that I didn't cue you to draw in through the abdominals through that sequence. And the reason for that is if you're focusing really on the form, that your pelvis and lower back aren't moving, then you're already doing enough work with the abdominals. It's only really if you feel things moving around that you might want to lift up a little bit more through the pelvic floor or draw in a little bit more through the abdominal muscles to control that position. If you can't feel any movement, then you are doing enough already. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really hope you found this session useful, and I'll see you again on the mat.